Hey everyone, in this video we're going to look at simplifying mixed numbers and improper fractions. This process isn't any different than simplifying a proper fraction, but I'm going to talk about a few strategies, and we want to write each fraction in simplest form. So when I'm simplifying a mixed number, I ignore the number out in front. So in example 1, I'm going to ignore the 5. I'm going to focus on 15 over 18. So just like I was doing when I was simplifying fractions, I'm going to look at my factors for 15 and 18 and identify my greatest common factor. So for 15, I have 1 and 15, and 3 and 5. I only have 4 factors. For 18, I have a few more. I have 1 and 18, I have 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. So my GCF between these two numbers is 3. So I am able to divide out a 3 in the numerator and the denominator. So remember, the 5 just tells us how many full parts we have, so we can just bring it down to the end. And 15 divided by 3 is 5, so my new numerator is 5. And 18 divided by 3 is 6. So my simplified mixed number for number 1 is 5 and 5/6. And then if it did ask you to rewrite it as an improper fraction from this point, I would wait until the very end to change it into an improper fraction. That way you're dealing with smaller numbers. So if it did ask you to do that, this would be 5 times 6, which is 30, plus 5, which is 35 over 6. So this is the improper form of example 1. In example 2, again, I'm going to ignore the 9 and just focus on simplifying my fraction. So I'm going to be able to apply my zero trick in example 2. I can scratch off 1 0 on top with 1 0 on the bottom. So now I just have to simplify the fraction 4/10. So now I'm just looking at 9 and 4/10. This is a pretty simple fraction to simplify. I have two pretty small even numbers, so I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 2, and that's going to result in my simplest form. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. So 9 and 2/5 would be my simplest mixed number for example 2. And if you wanted to change it to an improper fraction at this point, that would be 9 times 5, which is 45, plus 2, which is 47, over my denominator of 5, so 47 over 5. Okay, in examples 3 and 4, we have two improper fractions. So the process is the same. We look for our greatest common factor, and then we divide that greatest common factor out. And if you have to change it to a mixed number, I wait until the end. That way the numbers are as small and reduced as possible. So in this one, when I look at my factors of 45, I have 1 and 45. I have 3 and 15. And my only other set is 5 and 9. So 5 and 9. And then when I look at my factors of 21, I only have 4 factors. I have 1 and 21, and 3 and 7. So in this, my GCF again is 3. So I need to divide the top and bottom by 3. And after dividing the top and bottom of this fraction by 3, I have the fraction 15 over 7. 15/7 would be my simplified improper fraction for example 3. If I wanted to write this as a mixed number, 7 goes into 15 twice with one part left over. So 2 and 1/7 is my mixed number answer for example 3. So moving through to example 4, if I look at my factors, I'm going to start with 28. So we have 1 and 28, 2 and 14, and 4 and 7. Then with my factors of 8, I have 1 and 8, 2 and 4. So in this case, my GCF is 4. So I'm going to divide out 4 in the top and in the bottom. So my simplified improper fraction, for example 4, is going to be 7 over 2, which as a mixed number, that would be 3 and 1/2. So depending on your directions, either one of these would be acceptable answers for example 4. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another video, and I hope this was helpful. I'm going to put a link to the next video at the top of this screen, and any related videos I'm going to leave along the bottom. Please feel free to leave any questions or any comments or any suggestions in the comments below, and we'll see you for our next video. Thanks.